Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be separating a 8-color design from vector to Photoshop, and we're going to be doing the separation in Photoshop. So here we're starting in Illustrator just so you guys can check out the file. This is vector. We could move some things in here. This is what vector is. It's mathematical equations that make up the shapes. So it's very crisp lines. You can zoom in as much as you want and nothing changes. So let's move into Photoshop and let's go ahead. We're gonna open it. So let's open the design from scratch. So the customer wanted it 15 inches wide, and with vectors files, you can adjust this from here and it won't change the design. The resolution is 1000. I keep it at 1000 because my computer can actually handle that. Most people use 300. You can use 300. It should be relatively fine for a screen print. I like to use 1000 because it keeps it as close to vector as possible. And you can use 600. 600 is recommended, but if you can go up more, I recommend it as well. So we're gonna click OK. It's gonna take a little bit, so we will be back when it is up, and see you then. Okay, now we are in Photoshop. This is the file that we just saw, and as you can tell, it did get pixelated, but in reality, in screen print, you can't really tell much of a difference between 1000 resolution and vector when it comes to distance. So this is a 15-inch wide file. So, okay, there is 8 colors in this design, and we're gonna be using channels. I like to go with RGB. It doesn't really matter. I've never tried it with CMYK, but I just like RGB because it's just a habit of mine. So this is an 8-color. We're going to be using 2 tools relatively often. It's going to be the Magic Wand tool and the eyedrop tool. I use some shortcuts: W for wand, Magic Wand, and then I for eyedrop. I'm guessing, I don't know. But yeah, I usually use W and I to switch back and forth. So let's just jump in. I'm going to be using channels. So the Magic Wand tool is pretty important in this whole scheme of things. So I click, if you don't have a Magic Wand, it's going to be, you right click this and it's going to be Magic Wand here, just for reference. So I grab the yellow. There is some pretty important things about the Magic Wand tool. There is anti-alias contiguous that affect it. I recommend them having off. For example, if you click this right here, it only grabs what Photoshop actually thinks it's going to be. So for example, I click this and it is only grabbing the hand that I clicked. It's not grabbing this hand. It's not grabbing any of the yellow of the actual design. So I recommend having contiguous off. Anti-alias, don't worry about it, just have it off. So we're going to grab the yellow, and I've already separated the design, so I know that this yellow is missing. So we're going to grab all the yellow, and we're going to click this quick mask. So from here, you deselect, Command Control D, click the alpha 1, and I use Control I to invert it. If you're familiar with screen printing, you can see this as being a film. It is what it is. It is a film, eventually. So I grabbed all the yellow, and what I like to do, like I said, I'm going from W to I, Magic Wand to eyedrop. I grab this color, double click the alpha 1, change it to yellow, tab, spot color, and then I'm going to my swatches and grabbing the yellow, and I'm going to be doing solidity 15%. This 15% makes it the best physical representation of screen print on a computer in Photoshop. We'll get to that later with the underbase, but just for now, all colors will be 15 besides black and white. So we're just gonna continue. Grab the pink, eyedrop the pink, go over here, deselect, invert, spot color, grab the pink, okay, pink 15, and rinse and repeat. We're just gonna go with the green, boom, boom, deselect, boom, boom, didn't grab the green, boom, green, and I'm just gonna be going pretty fast because it's the same process throughout the colors. So there we go. We're gonna grab red, and I remember that it did not grab this red as well. It doesn't grab it because it's slightly different. As you can tell, they're super slightly different. But when you're doing screen print, you want to save that color. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab them both, and we're going to make that channel. So it doesn't really, we're just gonna do this, red. I did misorder the steps, but you can just invert it from here, and then grab the blue. I know that there's blue missing here, so see, it doesn't grab that blue, but we'll just grab it. Every design is different. I'm sure some designs won't even have that problem, but for some reason, we're gonna have to deal with it. So, blue, zoom in, grab that blue, blue spot, blue swatch, okay, and boom. And I know there's going to be a black, so we're gonna grab the black, and we'll put black. Okay. For black, I use 100. I have used 10, 15, and it's the same thing. I just learned from a class that you use 100, so I stick with 100. You can do what you like. And grab the white, quick mask, white, white, highlight white. I go 100 for the highlight white just to brighten up the whites. Physical representation, you know, the percentage doesn't really matter when it's going on the press. So here we can check it out, what we have. Check out what you have. You basically turn on all the channels and you turn off RGB, so then you can see exactly what your separation is going to look like right now. We see what we're missing. If you can tell, if you click on the channel and you click on the RGB, it'll go straight from the RGB to the separation. I saw that we're missing the skin color. So we're gonna grab the skin color. I dropped the skin color. And boom, 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 skin, okay, skin. We'll label that as skin 15. And are we missing anything now? Is it looking good? It looks like, oh, we are missing this spot. It is a super, super dark gray, so we're just going to make it black to save a color. And that is looking pretty good. We'll test it out. Click yellow at the top channel, any channel, and then click RGB. That is looking pretty good. So, next what we do is we bring in a new channel. We click this little plus channel, and we're going to make a t-shirt. So this is a computer version of a t-shirt. You can just put t-shirt or T or anything, the letter T. You want to make sure that's 100 so the RGB doesn't pass through it. And we're going to turn them on. And like I said, this is a physical representation of what a t-shirt or a screen print would look like on the computer. So this is what it would look like without an underbase. So with that, we're going to, there's white right there. I'm just gonna delete that white. I feel like it shouldn't be there. All right. So we are now going to make the underbase. How I go about making the underbase is I click on the layer, and then I get rid of the black because there's not going to be underbase under the black, and I go ahead and make that mask. So as you can tell, that's what the underbase would look like, but you do have to invert it just so Photoshop knows that that's what you are wanting to make the underbase. underbase. And for the underbase, it's the only one that's a little bit different, tricky-ish. You put 80%. Because the white that you put under the underbase isn't as bright as the other colors, but it does 80% of the work. So as you can tell, that's what it would look like. And one thing that I did want to make sure to tell you guys is that a lot of people use choke and stroke on colors for screen print. For this one, everything is encapsulated by black, so we don't need to accommodate for missing the underbase on colors because the black will just go on right on top and clean everything up besides this text right here. So I'll show you what you do with the choke and stroke. So let's go ahead and I'm using the lasso tool. I'm gonna grab this red text and grab the magic wand tool, go to red, because it is red. I hold Alt and click where it's not red, so it grabs what is just red. That's the beauty of the magic wand. And I'm going to do two things. I'm going to shrink the underbase and make the red bigger. Since it is 1000 resolution, that means the pixels are much smaller than regular. So we're going to get rid of the underbase, contract it by 2, and we're going to do the same thing over again. And go to the red channel, click where it's not red, and expand. So select, modify, expand. We'll go 1, just so it's 3 pixels. And boom. So that is what a choke and stroke looks like, where it's not encapsulated by black, so there's a chance you might miss, the underbase might miss. So we don't want any white showing up off of that, so we make it a little bit bigger just to be safe. Okay, so that is half of the work, or 80% of the work. Now we go ahead and add the crop marks to make them actual films. So I have a crop mark here that I always use, copy, and I'm going to paste right here. It is under the channels, so you can't really see it until you bring it above. We'll turn the channels off for now. And so, make it for the top, make it for the bottom. And I mean, as you can tell, there's a little bit like a haze pixels. That's why it's not, because it's not vector. So I usually like to make a white background under it. Control E, select all the layers, Control E, merge them. And basically what I do is I go to Image, Adjustments, Threshold, and it becomes crispy again. So delete the white, grab the black, and now we're gonna go into each channel. And I use Control Backspace and I should have said that in the beginning, but I was doing that the entire time. So Control Backspace, Control Backspace, Control Backspace. I'm using a Microsoft computer, if you couldn't tell from here. Control Backspace, Control Backspace, and repeat. And all that is next is clarifying the colors, so the Pantones. So first I do underbase 1. Black. I like to put them here. I've seen a lot of different films. A lot of people do different things. This is just how I do it. You can do it anywhere you want. So, and then we'll proceed to go ahead and do all the Pantones for every single thing. I already have the Pantones done. So I will be back with you once that's done. But if you're wondering how I got the Pantones, I have this Pantone book. You can get it on pantone.com if you would like. But yes, it's pretty good. So I'll be right back and I'll put all the Pantones there and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so here we are back again. We have the pantones on the top, just so the films, you know which screen is which, so you put the right color into the screen when you're screen printing. So we're going to, I hold control and click on the layer so it selects it. And then we're going to channels and going to the highlight white and doing alt delete, or since it's either here. So if I do alt delete, it goes right here. But if I do control delete, it goes in the background color. So make sure that the black is in the right one. So we're going to do that. So deselect, go to layers. I do it in order. I recommend it keeping it in order so it's easier. Lemon yellow, boom, lemon yellow. We do this quick. Pantone 4744, 45, skin. And like I said, I got these Pantones from the book, comparing them to the colors on the screen as best as possible. And red, pink, boom, 27, blue, and last but not least, underbase. So there we are. If you want to see how it'll look in screen print, so it'll go first underbase, then blue, then red or pink, then red, then green. This is all happening under the screens. Skin, yellow, and then black, makes it all crisp, and highlight white. Just brightens up the whites. So as you can tell, all the crop marks are in the exact same spot, so when you're lining them up, it's the exact same. And that's basically it. That's how to separate a 8-color design from vector to Photoshop, but you can really do the same process with a PDF or JPEG or PNG. But this is just easier and simpler just to teach. But thank you guys for watching so much. I appreciate all the feedback. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I know it went kind of quick, but if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you want to see anything else and different things, please leave it in the comments so I know what to do next. But I appreciate your views. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a great day.